Hello, hello, hey, hello, 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 hey, hello, 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 hey, hello, hello. The mic turned on this time. We are cooking. Maybe not with gas, but if you know, you know. At any rate, hi, hey, and hello. My name is Jerusalem Truth. I am an artist, business owner, tarot reader, hoodoo baby, and woo lady, and I am so excited to give you a very personal welcome to this here channel, Temperance Apothecary. It is the YouTube extension of my already existing business, Temperance Apothecary, where I sell intentional handmade candles and body butters with some very exciting new releases coming soon. So make sure you follow us on Instagram and flag our website, temperanceapothecary.com, for any update. With that said, all right, spirit work. That Knight of Pentacles, how appropriate. I am bringing you our weekly collective energy read using the Modern Witch Tarot deck. I'll pick a few for how we can navigate this energy from the Neo Tarot deck, and then I will end us off with the Golden Mantra Affirmations by Destiny Taylor. I absolutely love them. I end every video with them, so make sure you stay to the end to find out what your affirmation is. If you would like a personal reading with me, I have all my information available below. I give 30 and 60-minute private readings in general life forecasts, love and romance, as well as career and development, and custom 45-minute and 90-minute readings, creativity, and custom 45-minute and 90-minute creativity readings for my artists, content creators, entrepreneurs, or anyone just ready to invest and interrogate their relationship with creativity. If that sounds interesting to you, again, that information is below, but otherwise, let's get into the energy for this week. I was not expecting to pull that many. We got 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of, ooh. All right, spirit. Woo. We've got 6 of Swords, Page of Pentacles underneath. I'm just gonna look at that 6 of Swords underneath. And my compulsion to pull 6, which is not usual. I won't say not usual, but I typically don't start with that many. And something is telling me to get out my Neo Tarot now. We've got 10 minutes. I mean, it can technically be longer than this, but I'm trying to be conscientious of how much time we spend together. I want you to come back wanting more. I want you to check out our other videos. I have a playlist with my pick a cards as well as my timeless collective readings. So if those interest you, make sure you go check those out. I am on it today with my plugins. And then we got the Knight of Swords and the Sun. Yeah, we're getting visible this week, okay? I was popping a trunk. We popping a trunk on them this week, okay? But let's get into what is the energy forecast of this week using our Modern Witch Tarot. We got the Page of Pentacles. They jumped out, followed by the Page of Cups reversed, and the Knight of Swords. We got the Knight of Swords showing up in both decks. Closed mouths don't get fed. Closed mouths are not getting fed this week. Ooh, let me be careful of the mic. Closed mouths are not getting fed this week. That's what I'm hearing. You are accelerating this week. We are accelerating this week. We started with the Page of Pentacles, right? Which is still a knight. Ooh, not even a page. Just a Knight of Pentacles. I seen the page somewhere. Was that? Yeah, we had the Page of Pentacles under the 6 of Swords. Okay, I'm gonna take this out because it's giving me fun. So this is at the bottom. I read the bottom card as what this is not about / the unconscious, subconscious energy of the reading. And here's what I'm getting. We have this Page of Swords. What? We have this Page of Pentacles into the 6 of Swords into, okay, the Knight of Pentacles. If you cannot tell, I have a lot of energy and I was not feeling this giddy, this get up and go before I press record on this reading. So that is the energy of this week. Is we getting caught up, but in a good way. We're getting caught up in the rapture of love. No, we are getting, well, maybe we still got the rest of our cards, and we have the Page of Cups reversed. So I won't completely cut love out of it, but what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing, especially when we consider the 6 of Swords And Page of Pentacles, it's kind of like the prequel, right? This was maybe last week, the energy that we have been in the past couple of weeks. You have elevated. You've moved on from this kind of beginner, like, oh, I don't know, I have an idea, but I'm not sure how to act on it. You might have done your Googles. You might have told a friend or two about it. You might have looked up the classes you needed to take to be able to do whatever it is that you are trying to do. And so now you are hesitantly on your horse. You're like, okay, I have this pentacle. I know I need to show it and like take it to the world, maybe get a second opinion, but I don't wanna. Actually, it's not even that I don't wanna, I want it to be perfect. So in it being perfect, I'm gonna take my time. Don't get caught up. Don't fall for the okie doke, okay? Don't get caught up in the idea that you will one day wake up ready, because you won't. So this transition from the Knight of Pentacles, Page of Cups reversed, into the Knight of Swords. Get up and go. Do you want to go? Do you want to go? I don't know what this is. Whoever is watching this, shout out to you and your energy. Shout out to us and the collective for what this week is bringing, because it feels good. It feels pointed, and it feels focused. This is the week which we are very much focusing on our visibility. We are focusing on our communication. We are making sure people know where we stand and how we feel. But also, if you are creating anything at all, whether you are a business owner, a content creator, a singer-songwriter, a copywriter, is what I just heard. We are hands-on this week. There also will be a lot of energy as far as messages being received and coming towards us this week. You might have folks who are your peer mates, right? When they tell you to work across and not necessarily be so ready to network and work up. But the people you might have come up with in college, in a job that you've left, and now you guys are reconnecting, in 3 jobs ago, in 3 lifetimes ago. You know what I'm saying? You're having people coming back into your life that are ready to meet in the middle and dance all night. I'm also looking at how these 2 cards seem to be facing each other. Like this, right? Your mind, your emotions are taking a backseat this week. And that's okay. Sometimes the feelings can't run the show. Sometimes it does have to be our more tangible, material oriented selves, but also our third eye, our mind's eye, as far as the ideas that we are bringing down and we are channeling, right? Because we are all channels, just depending on how open or closed or willing we are to receive the messages. We are receiving messages this week, and we are also receiving support this week. And it may be slow and steady, but it's coming in how and when it needs to. Let's keep going. Then we have, yes, the 2 of Wands and the Moon. I'm going to cover their bottoms. Yeah, so this week we are looking ahead. And when I say that you aren't letting your emotions run the show, that means you're not necessarily being naive about how things are supposed to go or supposed to feel, right? When we are I heard into the thing of it. When we are in the throes of a new identity, it is not easy. It may feel good some days. It may feel not so good other days. It may feel easy some days, but more often than not, until it becomes a very real part of how you are showing up in your reality, it's bumping up against our shadows. And sometimes it's the part of us that want to howl at the moon. And this card has come up before, where we have this little shadow figure down at the bottom. It's in those moments when we are looking ahead and considering what steps we need to take next. The 2 of Wands has moved past that initial spark from the Ace, but they haven't quite moved on to the expansion of the 3 of Wands yet. But they are seeing how they've come into the 2nd wand and what can they do with it, right? They have their phone in hand, which is basically like having a little mini computer, you let me tell it, and the city in the background. And so the 3 of Wands in this deck particularly looks like them overlooking a cliff, right? Like I mentioned, that expansion. In this case, however, tells me that this week we are opening our eyes to the very real resources we already possess, and those resources and those desires and that version of embodiment in the way that we are showing up is bumping up against our shadows. And that's okay. When I look at the transition from the Page of Pentacles, Six of Swords, into the Knight of Pentacles, which is how we start this reading, it's telling me that we are in motion, right? But sometimes that motion has to take place internally while we are still externally in order for it to really set in. And last but certainly not least, we have the Ace of Swords at the top of the pyramid. So the energy for this week is definitely new, open, exciting communication. You are being met with new ideas, new ways of communicating, new ways of showing up and articulating yourself. And you're actually using this Ace of Swords to get you some get up, right? When I look at this sword, I'm thinking of the Knight of Swords. In my mind, I'm hearing hilarious. I'm thinking of how this is the sword. This might not be the sword that the Knight of Wands has the Knight of Wands. This isn't the sword. This may not be the same sword that the Knight of Swords has, but I'm just gonna imagine that they are. And do you ever sit back and think about how much someone has to go through to get to the place that gets them this excited, this focused, this ambitious, this ready for their glow up, right? The Ace of Swords to that Knight has seen a world of trouble. They didn't see some highs, they didn't see some lows, they didn't see some heartache, they didn't see some strife. They have seen escape and transformation. They have been stuck. I'm sorry. As I flipped that over, the Neo Tarot deck flipped over and we have the Knight of Cups. So that's hilarious, but this is for how we navigate this week's energy. So we're not quite there yet. But at any rate, the energy of this week is definitely one of fast moving, very air sign, like Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, very quick, fast, in a hurry. Okay. But just because you're in a hurry doesn't mean you're going to hurry up and fail, or hurry up because you don't know what to do. Right. It's giving me you're in a hurry because you know exactly what it is you need to do, say, think, feel. And if you don't, you are opening yourself up to the possibilities of what your responses look like now, what your reaction time, your reactivity is now, right? So how are we being asked to navigate this energy? See? Yeah. So we have confirmation. I set us a timer again so I can be conscious of how much time we spend together. And I just saw 12:34 on the clock. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We are, ooh, that's a song lyric I have, but I won't get too much into that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Things are progressing as they are meant to, right? And even then, in these Neo Tarot cards, we have the Knight of Cups, the King of Wands reversed, and then the King of Swords. So we are being, when I ask the question, how are we being called to navigate this week's energy? First of all, the fact that we got all court cards is absolutely hilarious. Those are very specific instructions. Girl, do you have an accent? Where are you from? Suck by say. No, I'm sorry. Anyway, we have been given very specific instructions by Spirit on how to navigate this energy, right? We have the Knight of Cups, King of Wands reversed, King of Swords. So when I see the Knight of Cups, the first thing I'm seeing is offering. This is the third Knight that has come out. The only Knight that hasn't come out is the Knight of Wands. And that honestly makes sense, right? You have the Page of Cups reversed here for the energy of the week, and how you are being called to navigate it is from the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is further up their journey. They are more experienced than the Page of Cups. They're not necessarily as naive, which is what I mentioned here with this Page of Cups reversed. This is not a week to allow your emotions to take the forefront or to allow your emotions to overcome or overwhelm you, but it is a week to give full credence to how you feel. However, and when I think of this King of Wands reverse, this is what I'm thinking. Don't let those emotions be what move you into action. People underestimate just how emotional the wands, the fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius are. And I get why they do that, but it is not safe to do so. And with that in mind, the King of Wands is someone who is emotional, and they are not necessarily emotionally possessed, right? But they are for sure driven by their kind of base instinct, or they can be driven by their gut instinct, their gut intuition, their gut knowing, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, but with this King of Swords being our final card for how we're being called to navigate this energy, we are being asked to even consider our own shadows, our own thoughts, feelings, and emotions, our own ideas, our own ways of handling things previously with an as objective as possible, but an objective eye. And not objective as in we are outside of ourselves and we're not getting ourselves grace or credit or nothing like that. No, it's being straight up with yourself. It's asking, okay, if I say I want to work out, working out keeps coming up, but maybe it's relevant. If I want to work out 4 times from this Monday to next Sunday, how am I setting myself up to do that? Do I have it even scheduled on my calendar? Let's start there. Is it something that I have written down or added to Google Calendar? Do I have any clothes I feel comfortable working out in ready and available? Are they already washed? Are they somewhere I can see them? Am I taking the steps I need to even get the kind of workout in that I want to? I'm not even saying you got to go to the gym, but if you want to start taking dance classes, have you looked up the dance classes? Have you factored it into your budget? Right? If you want a new promotion, if you want a new job, have you looked up the skills that are needed for that job? And at the same time, the Knight of Cups and the King of Swords, King of Wands reversed in the middle, we're just going to leave him down here for now, are telling me that we are being asked to navigate this week with a bit of emotional honesty, of course, and emotional candor with ourselves, but at the end of the day, allow our frontal cortex to take a back seat. Now, I don't actually know if that's the right way to say that, but what I am trying to say is that this week we are being asked to consider our emotions and to bring them with us. Also bringing our creativity, bringing the knowledge that we've gained from the path that we've been on as these knights. Again, we have 3 out of the 4 knights here. So this week, we are bringing others our material resources and ideas, our emotion and creativity, as well as our fervor, our vigor, our resoluteness in our communication and our speech this week. And we are allowing all of that to kind of congeal into this greater experience where we are then able to balance, as the King of Swords, what it is we know in our right mind and our left mind. I'll say that. So, what affirmation can we take with us this week as we continue into this week? Ooh, can I get one, Spirit? What is an affirmation for the collective that we can take into this week? Ooh, okay. Today I let you go. And on the bottom of the deck, everywhere I go, I find my people. Absolutely. This week, you may be assessing the ways in which you have to transition. You see where you got to go, to be honest. Like, you are moving from this Page of Pentacles into this Knight of Pentacles, meeting in the middle, dancing all night with the Knight of Swords. And then as far as you are being asked how to handle and hold everything, it's through the Knight of Cups and the King of Swords. Sometimes the person that you are letting go is the person that you were. Sometimes the being that you are choosing to walk away from is yourself. And that's not to abandon yourself. I think that's where this Knight of Cups is coming up. We are not being asked to abandon ourselves at this time, or really ever. Okay. What we are instead being asked is not to catalyze and kind of turn those emotions into steam that gets us going, right? No, we need to be operating from clarity. We need to be operating from a clear space where we can acknowledge, okay, this is how I feel, and these are the facts. Both of these things are information. How do I use all of this information to get the outcome that I want? And last, but certainly not least, Spirit, Something is telling me, ooh, okay. What do we have to look forward to this week? It's a little sweet treat. Lovers reversed. May I get a terrifier? May I get a clarifier, Spirit? 10 of Swords reversed. And the 9 of Cups. Okay, you're getting everything you wanted this week. Even if it doesn't come in the form or the vessels that you thought it would. Even if it doesn't come through the people that you thought it would, right? I'm also thinking about these knights and how, again, they are facing each other with this Page of Cups in the middle. So this actually can also represent you and another person. You all might be trying to meet in the middle and dance all night, and it's not curling all the way over. But that's because the Page of Cups also ain't got it like that, right? They just got here. They've been out here for 3 fucking days. But the Knight of Cups, they got a little wisdom to them. They have some experience under their belt. And when I think of the Lovers reversed and the 10 of Swords reversed, it is not something to be worried about. In fact, this week is showing how you can stand on your own 2 feet and how, full circle moment, shit don't change till you get up and wash your ass. So, if this reading resonated with you, comment down below a bath emoji or some type of water receptacle this week, or a horse. If you resonated with this message, comment a horse or a bath down below. Now my eye is itching, so I'm going to take that as confirmation. Something's in it, child. But if you enjoyed this reading, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe, like, and follow this channel for future videos. We will be back on Wednesday with our weekly collective reading that we do. And I will be seeing you all tomorrow via Instagram, or I don't know why I wanted to shuffle. Okay, we got the 6 of Cups. Have some fun this week. Have some fun. 7 of Swords reversed. Don't overthink it. Bring the beast with you. We don't got to hide from our shadows. Sometimes they actually just want to come out in color. So do with that what you will. Thank you so much for watching. If you are interested in getting a personal reading with me, as I mentioned at the beginning, all of that information is down below. You can book with me via Calendly, and my April books are available. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back with you in a few days. See you later.